How's everyone doing? Welcome to Rebel Radio right here on 90.3 KRNU. I'm your host, Jeremy Davis, and we have got some great stuff to get to today. Some new stuff here. Going to be playing on Rebel Radio from some of our Red Dirt Texas country favorites. Let's get into some music now. This is Aaron Watson with Freight Train. Mr. Aaron Watson getting us started off this morning. If you're just tuning in, welcome. You are tuned in to 90.3 KRNU, and this is a show we do here on Wednesday mornings called Rebel Radio. With me, your host, Jeremy Davis, and I hope wherever you are, you're having a great Wednesday morning, a good start. And if not, hey, it's still pretty early. I think you can pull it together. Drink another cup of coffee if you have to, that's right. I know that I've got my cup sitting right here. We're going to keep going into the music now with Mike Ryan and Red Eye Flight. And that is the new single from Chancey Williams and the Younger Brothers Band, their take on John Mellencamp's Authority song right here on 90.3 KRNU. You're tuned into the Rebel Radio Show with me, your host, Jeremy Davis, and I hope your Wednesday is going well. Before that, you heard Red Eye Flight by Mike Ryan, a song that I'm really getting into right now. And kind of going back to Chancey Williams, they are getting better and better with each of their releases. Hopefully, we can see a new album coming from those Wyoming Cowboys soon. But until then, check them out. Check out some of the new stuff they have coming out. It's great stuff. We're going to keep the music right on rolling this morning and play some more new music. This is the brand new one from Kyle Park, and this is his heartfelt message, "Don't Forget Where You Came From." Getting caught in the middle, somewhere between right and wrong with Josh Ward this morning right here on 90.3 KRNU. You're tuned in to the Rebel Radio Show with me, your host, Jeremy Davis, and we're just going through some of these new Red Dirt hits. Before that, you heard Don't Forget Where You Come From by Kyle Park, his new single. And it is so exciting right now because we have all these artists pushing out new stuff for summer. We're getting closer and closer to summer and festival season. So it's great to have some new material. These guys are really putting out some great stuff. So definitely check that out. Follow us on Twitter at Rebel Radio KRNU. I usually tweet out some of the new stuff that comes out every week. Friday's a big release day, so follow us for country music news on that and where you can find some of these groups because they are kind of hard to find if you aren't in the loop. So I'm offering the chance for you to become in the loop here this morning. Now, if you've listened to the show before, it's no surprise that I am a huge Reed Southall fan after I found him last year. Well, him and his band just released their new album, Borrowed Time. They released it on Friday, and I want to put the Rebel Radio spotlight this week is on this album, Borrowed Time. It's their first full-length album together as a band, and it is absolutely amazing. I'm going to give you a little taste of one of my favorite songs. This is Beautiful Eyes right here on 90.3 KRNU. And that is the Reed Southall Band with their new single, Beautiful Eyes, right here on 90.3 KRNU. And that is off that new album, Borrowed Time, which is our Rebel Radio Spotlight this week. And I've talked about this before, but you can definitely hear the influences that Cross Canadian Ragweed has on Reed Southall's band, not only in their composition, but their songwriting as well as instrumentation. So super cool to see that Red Dirt sound alive and well in the music of Reed Southall. Kind of got that alt country rocker vibe going for it. So do yourself a favor and check out them and their new album, Borrowed Time. It is everywhere right now. Go get yourself a copy. You won't regret it. Oh, we can't talk about Cross Canadian Ragweed without playing some. So here is Fightin' For right here on 90.3 KRNU. And that is why Jason Eady left Atlanta right here on 90.3 KRNU. You're tuned into the Rebel Radio Show, and before that you heard Cross Canadian Ragweed's big hit Fightin' For. Here, getting your morning started off right with some Texas and Red Dirt country. You know, there's a lot of stuff coming up in these next few weeks with finals week and dead week rapidly approaching, and just kind of all other sorts of events going on to kind of finish up the year. But this Saturday is the spring game. So kickoff is set for 1 p.m. And if you can't make it to the game, our sports staff has you covered. You can check out the game here on 90.3 KRNU. And you know, the spring game is extremely important because it is the only time the Huskers are guaranteed to win. What? I should probably stick to spinning music instead of pursuing a career in stand-up. So we'll get back into the music, what I'm good at, and that is spinning records right here on Rebel Radio. This is Flatland Cavalry with One I Want. Some Flatland Cavalry to get your morning started off here on 90.3 KRNU, and that is a group that I'm really liking right now, and I really hope they make their way up here to Nebraska to do some shows. I've heard they're super great live, but they only tour in that Texas area, so hopefully they'll expand their tour and come up, because I know that they have fans here that would pay good money to see them. That is Flatland Cavalry with One I Want. You know, I think it's time for our Rebel Radio Rewind. Now, I'm a little bit late on this, but last Thursday would have been Merle Haggard's 80th birthday. It's also officially a year since he has passed away. To honor the Hag, I think we need to play one of his songs for the Rewind to honor him. This is one of his big hits, The Bottle Let Me Down. And that is the one and only Merle Haggard with The Bottle Let Me Down as our Rebel Radio Rewind for this week. So thank you, Merle Haggard, for leaving us some amazing music. And there actually was a Merle Haggard tribute concert last week full of artists. Keith Richards, John Mellencamp, Billy Gibbons, Leonard Skinner represented kind of the rock side of things. And Kenny Chesney, Casey Musgraves, Jamie Johnson, Dirk Bentley, Willie Nelson, John Anderson. The list goes on and on of who performed Merle Haggard songs. And then his son, Ben Haggard, teamed up with the Strangers, and they did a song too. So super great stuff. You can find most of the performances. They have them posted on Rolling Stone under Merle Haggard Tribute, and they have a bunch of links to the videos of where you can watch some of those performances. I know that some of them are really good, so you should definitely check that out. We're going to keep the music right on rolling here this Wednesday morning with a little bit of Reckless Kelly, and this is Wicked Twisted Road. Muscadine Bloodline right here on 90.3 KRNU. If you haven't heard of them, go check them out. They released an EP here a couple months ago that is awesome, so go give them a listen. It's time for our news section here on Rebel Radio. We'll start out with our weather report here. Today it's supposed to get up to 70 is the high, and the same for tomorrow, highs of 70. Currently it is 52 here in Lincoln. There is some chances of rain and scattered showers this afternoon though, so be on the lookout for that. Looking ahead, kind of extended forecasts to see what your spring game weather is going to be. Saturday is set to be 74 is the high. Some chances of showers are possible though, and then Sunday you're going to drop down to 68 is the high for Sunday. So decent fair weather for this weekend, whatever you have planned. Looking at our Red Dirt Report, a little look at country music news. Chris Stapleton is going to be releasing his new album in May. I'd play the single, but it hasn't been released yet, so I'm sure within the next week we will have a new Chris Stapleton single that we can play, but until then, gotta keep on waiting. There's a video of Eric Church performing Guess Who's American Woman. You should definitely check it out. It's pretty cool to see, so check that out. Just look it up and you will find it. It was on Rolling Stone Country's website, but I'm sure you can find it if you just search it. And Alan Jackson and Jerry Reed were inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, which is extremely deserving by both of those artists. Alan Jackson said he couldn't even believe the news, and he didn't believe it when he heard that he would be inducted. So that is our Red Dirt Report here on Rebel Radio. We're going to get back into the music now. And once again, the spring game will be here on KRNU if you aren't going to be able to make it. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock on Saturday. And if you are a student, you still have to, it's free, but you have to go get a ticket reserved. So make sure to do that. If you are planning to go to the spring game, you can do that all through the ticket office online. Let's get back to the music now with we have a concert report. Cody Johnson is going to be here in Lincoln on May 5th. The show did sell out, but I'm sure there's probably some tickets still floating around. So if you want to see Cody Johnson, May 5th, he's going to be here. I have more information about that on my Twitter page at Rebel Radio KRNU, so check that out for all the concert information here in the capital city and Omaha too, I guess. I do just kind of the area, but we're going to play a Cody Johnson song now to get you ready if you're going to the show on May 5th. This is Me and My Kind. Some Turnpike Troubadours to kind of close us out for our show today. This has been Rebel Radio with me, your host, Jeremy Davis, right here on 90.3 KRNU, and thank you so much for tuning in and joining us this morning. We're going to be right back here, same time, same place, playing all of your Red Dirt and Texas country favorites next week, so stay tuned in for that, and hope you have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. I think that's going to do it, so Roy, why don't you sing us on out?